I figure if you ain't got the ball, you can't shoot the ball. Nike.
Baltimore had a huge part in making sure the Air Force never went away.
Right.
If you can do your research, I'm not lying about it.
Yeah, no doubt.
I mean,
no doubt.
you can ask people at Nike. The Air Force One was gone.
Right. But what
it was out of
do
here. They just could not keep it in the shelves. Nike wanted to get rid of it. The three retailers from Baltimore who are friends of mine, Paul Belkin from Cinderella Shoes, I used to go in his shop since I was a kid.
The Air Force shoe had actually died in certain cities, but not in Baltimore. Baltimore, the guys were still asking for the shoe. So those three got together and decided to bring the Air Force back to Baltimore.
In 1984, 2 years after its launch, Nike wasn't planning to continue production of the shoe, but thanks to Baltimore's enthusiastic wearers, the Air Force One continued to be made.
In the early 1980s, Nike faced a dilemma. The Air Force One, that groundbreaking basketball sneaker, was struggling to find its footing in the market. Despite its innovative design and cutting-edge technology, the Air Force One just wasn't selling as well as Nike had hoped. Enter DJ Clark Kent and a group of dedicated sneaker enthusiasts in Baltimore, Maryland, including Paul Belkin of Cinderella Shoes, Charlie Rudo Sports, and Downtown Locker Room. These sneakerheads saw something special in the Air Force One, something that the rest of the world just overlooked. DJ Clark Kent says, back then, the Air Force One was like a hidden gem. It had this unique style and comfort that people just didn't fully appreciate yet. We knew we had to do something to save the Air Force One. So, we started spreading the word, telling everyone about its unique style and comfort. Word began to spread like wildfire throughout Baltimore's vibrant sneaker culture.
That shit happened in goddamn basketball tournaments. Like, what the fuck were those? And then, it wasn't like everybody loved them. It was the fresh dudes who played basketball who were like, those are crazy. I'm not playing in those. I'm gonna wear those on the street.
Before long, the Air Force One was experiencing a resurgence in popularity, thanks in large part to the efforts of these sneakerheads spreading the word throughout the city. We didn't just have a sneaker, we helped ignite a cultural phenomenon, said DJ Clark Kent. And so, thanks to the passion and dedication of a few sneaker enthusiasts in Baltimore, the Air Force One was saved from obscurity and went on to become one of Nike's most iconic and enduring sneaker models. Nike showed its appreciation to Baltimore for saving the Air Force One by releasing special edition sneakers honoring the city's contribution to the shoe's legacy. These limited edition sneakers feature unique designs inspired by Baltimore's culture and landmarks, such as the Inner Harbor and iconic street art. Additionally, Nike collaborated with local artists and designers from Baltimore to create custom Air Force One designs, celebrating the city's vibrant sneaker culture. Nike also hosted events and pop-up shops in Baltimore, giving local sneakerheads the opportunity to connect with the brand and celebrate their shared love for the Air Force One. Overall, Nike's gesture was a heartfelt tribute to Baltimore's role in preserving and popularizing the iconic sneaker.
It's the first shoe I ever got to design. This is the first idea I ever had about shoes. This is what I always wanted to see happen to a shoe, and when I got the ability, this idea was put into fruition in approximately 3 minutes, because I had the idea for like 8 years before I met anybody that I could get to tell the idea to at Nike. So this was like my first album. This was it. Jackie Robinson inspired Brooklyn Dodger Air Force Ones. Jackie Robinson is one of my heroes because of the things that he's done being a black man in a white man's sport. He integrated the game. He changed the game. He was a great player. He played for Brooklyn, which I represent heavy. And they have his number on the back. These are one of ones that were made in the kitchen at Nike. The silver, matte, it represents the gray. All over the shoe is lasered facts about him. Inside, the whole lining has a bunch of his stats. His name is on the tongue, the Brooklyn B, my DJ CK on the top. I mean, those are probably like one of my most prized pair of shoes. These are All-Star Air Force Ones that were made for me for the 2008 All-Star weekend. so I could play a special all-star party, Nike party that we had out there.
We've seen it from the front angle before, but not from this angle.
On September 11th, 2001, the United States faced a series of coordinated terrorist attacks. One of the key moments of that day involved Air Force One, the presidential aircraft carrying President George W. Bush. President Bush was in Florida at the time, where he had been attending an event at an elementary school in Sarasota. When news of the attacks broke, the Secret Service and other security officials quickly determined that it was not safe for the president to return directly to Washington, D.C. due to concerns about additional threats. Instead, Air Force One was redirected to an undisclosed location for security reasons. While the specific details of Air Force One's movements during that time are often kept classified, it is known that the plane eventually landed at Baltimore Washington International Airport in Maryland. Ultimately, the decision to divert the Air Force One to Baltimore played a crucial role in ensuring the safety and continuity of government operations during one of the most challenging moments in recent American history.